Well, welcome to another episode of the Cobra Daytona Build. On this episode, I'm just going to kind of show you how to attach the bell housing to the transmission. I ran into a little issue with this, so I would just like to show you what to look out for, just so you don't have that happen to you, where it could cause you trouble down the road. Nothing too spectacular, just a nice little quick video, just how to do it. I'm also going to show you how to trim the bell housing, since with these cars they sit so low and the motor and transmission is basically on the ground. They're barely above, just barely above the chassis height off the ground. The bell housing drops below that, and there have been guys that try to go over speed bumps, they catch onto the bell housing, and not a good thing. So some of the guys, I think if you actually bent it. Not sure, I haven't seen that, but they've talked about it. So we'll just do a quick little video how to get it attached, how to cut it, and then go from there. So thanks again for watching. Hit subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bolt the bell housing up because I really want to paint the bell housing with transmission so you get a nice even seam. I could paint it off, but this is a QuickTime 8080, I believe, for the Coyote 4.6 5.0 motor. I'm also going to trim the bottom of it because it hangs down too low in these cars, so we're going to trim that also. And we got the data manufacturer on here. SFI spec 6.1. Well, not after we get done cutting it, right? So this is an SFI spec bell housing. I'm going to pull this transmission a little bit forward. Ooh, that didn't want. That's okay. Okay, and then I think this well, there you go. And then we got bolts. I'm guessing, not really sure which ones go here. Some of these go to the engine and some go to the... I don't know if that's the correct bolt or not. Could be the other one too. But here's the bell housing, so you can see how this thing goes up. So I gotta cut the bottom. Man, I don't like that huge gap there. I guess that's for the throwout. Hopefully there's some sort of plate to block that off, because that is a big gap. Yeah. So I know somewhere, I think I got to cut about this much. Hope you can see this. I got to cut about this much of this bottom of this bell housing off. If not, it sits lower in the frame and you're asking to just whack this off. So I'm going to get on the line on the forum, because I think they show kind of the line. I think it kind of come across this way. I think it whacks off the bottom two holes. Something like this. But I'm not sure. So we're going to double check that before I actually cut it. And then what I can do is I'm going to scuff this entire thing. And I'm going to paint it on the transmission. So we'll get these stickers off. And that way it's all white all together. Now I will have to pull this thing off to index it. Oh man, the sticker's going to be a pain in the butt to get off. There we go. There we go. I will have to pull this thing back off to index it to make sure that my run out for the input shaft and the flywheel line up perfect and we don't get too much run out on that thing. So that's one thing I'm going to have to do. And then what I'll do is I'll flip this thing on end, probably right on top of this, so I can roll it around. We'll tape off all these holes. And we'll spray it. So I said we'll spray this with a certain primer. This we will not prime. We'll just scuff that with that Scotch-Brite pad and go from there. So I just need to pull instructions out, figure out what bolts I need. So I'm getting the bell housing on, but I noticed something. When I put the bell housing on, I was getting a gap down in here. And it just didn't feel right. So you don't want to force these things. These things should fit flush with the face of the transmission. So I pulled it back off, and there was a little bit of casting from the transmission that was just hanging up on the transmission. Filed it back. Now when it goes on, it fits perfectly flush, just the way it should. So you want to be careful with that. You want to make sure that when you put these things on, just like when you put this on the back of the motor, it should sit flush by itself. You shouldn't have to use a bolt to drag it in. If you do, something's not right. Do not try to force it. You try to force something like that, you can break one of the ears off the transmission. If you had aluminum bell housing here, you can actually break one of the ears off of that too. So always back up, retrace your steps. And as I said, down up into here, actually, you know what? Up into, let me see if I, right into here. I'm gonna see if I can, right up into here, you can see where I kind of cleaned that up. That was sticking down just a little bit. And because of that, it was holding the bell housing from going all the way in. And if I would have forced it, it could have broken something. Don't know. It wasn't much, but it would have been enough. So as I said, make sure it sits flush before you start to put the bolts in. So the way this thing goes in, there are 2 holes here you got to pick up. Dowel pin there. And that is the way. See, it wasn't doing that before. It was kind of wanted to be forced a little bit. So now it just slides right on. Now I can tighten up the bolts. And I'm not going to torque these things down a ton because I said this thing has got to be pulled back apart. Because I'm going to have to index this. But I want to paint it so I get a nice even edge. And I figure I might as well put it on. I'll paint it, tape everything off, scuff this, and then we can spray all the way back to here. As I said, I'm not going to paint the back because I kind of like that look. I think it'll be something different. And we'll leave it that way. So all white except for that. Okay, so I'll finish tightening these bolts. I'm not gonna tighten them all the way, just enough to snug them down, but just a little tip, be careful with that. Got the bell housing now, as you can see, bolted up. So what I've done is I've marked the bottom across those 2 holes. It's gonna cut off the 3rd hole in the middle, and that's where we're gonna make a cut. That way we're going to pick up about 1.25 inches of ground clearance that everybody has problems with. And then we'll cut the block off plate right there to match up. So we'll get the grinder out with a cutoff wheel. I could use the plasma cutter, but grinder wheel should make a nice clean cut, and then we'll clean it up with a flapper disc or something like that. So let's remove. We're just going to make a nice cut. As you can see, the bottom of the bell housing is now cut. So now we're going to put it on this plate. Bottom of the bell housing is now cut. Now we're going to index it onto this. Okay, now what I'm going to do now, I'm going to mark this. We'll cut this plate off. Make it all nice and smooth like that, and we got ourselves a nice trimmed bell housing. So I'm just going to use a black Sharpie. We'll just make sure we do this. And I'll cut just to the inner edge of that black Sharpie. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. So now we'll put our cut-off wheel back on. and I'll go cut that. So I've got the bottom of the block plate matching up with the bottom of the bell housing. I'll probably take a file to this to make sure it's perfectly flat. But yes, now we can bolt the bell housing backup transmission. We're going to flip this thing up on end and continue cleaning, and we'll also scuff the outside of the bell housing. So we will continue on. Thanks again for watching this episode. We got the bell housing, made it up to the transmission. We got it cut, as you can see over here. So now this thing's ready for paint. We'll get this thing painted. That's a different episode, so please watch that one. Appreciate you watching, and look forward to seeing you on the next episode of the Cobra Daytona Build.